Hi, I'm Dana Obleman. This video is for my free sleep course for babies 13 to 24 months right here on YouTube. If you feel like you could use some more guidance, and check out Sleep Sense Plus, the link is in the description below.
Good morning. How did night 2 go? For a lot of you, you probably saw some sort of improvement. I really encourage people to keep a log, write down how bedtimes go and what's showing up in the nights, because one night can quickly start to blur into the next, and it's great to reflect and look back and see your progress and celebrate every little improvement along the way. It's very important that you try your best to stay focused on what is working instead of getting too hung up on what isn't working. It's all going to work out in the end, but for now we just need to celebrate every little success along the way. For some people, night 2 might have felt a lot like night 1, and for even a smaller few, night 2 might have actually felt a bit worse. That's common. I wouldn't say it's very common, but it is common enough for night 2 to be a little worse in some cases. It's sort of like the toddler kind of let you off the hook a little bit on night 1. They were like, okay, interesting. I'm not sure what's going on here. All right. And then night 2 rolls around and he sees, you're doing this again? I don't think so. And that's where they really dig in their heels. So no panicking if that happened. Night 3 is actually a great transition night where some really great things show up. So just hang in there for tonight. Going into nap today, I hope yesterday went relatively well, although I would not be surprised if it didn't. Like I said, naps are the most challenging part. What tends to show up in this first week is that the child will fall asleep. After an increment of time, they will eventually fall asleep, but they won't sleep very long. Typically in this first week, it's very common to see a 20 to 45-minute nap show up. And you know what? We're not going to worry about that this week. We are going to celebrate the fact that he fell asleep in this crib. That is goal number 1 when we're talking about naps, is just that the child falls asleep in the crib. Victory. We'll worry more about the length of that nap into week 2, possibly even into week 3. But for now, it's just a victory that they fell asleep. Don't rush in there though. If you can wait, again, if you can wait 10 minutes before you go in, he may surprise you. He may even cry very intensely for 9.5 minutes. And then in 9 minutes 31, he goes back to sleep. And that's super common. So give him a chance, because what happens if you rush in there and get him up? You've just got a cranky toddler on your hands now until bedtime, and that won't be fun for either of you. So at least giving him a chance to see if he'll go back to sleep will potentially give you a little longer of a nap time and make the rest of the day go better. If it doesn't work, it doesn't work. Don't worry. Get him up, and now we may need to go for an afternoon car ride or a walk to get him a cat nap. If he only had a 30-minute nap at 12:30, chances are high he is not going to be able to make it even to a 6 o'clock bedtime without any more sleep. So around 3:30 in the afternoon, you'd go out for a little walk or a ride in the car and get him a 30, maybe 45-minute nap there. And that'll keep us on track going into tonight for night 3. Night 3, nothing changes here. You're going to be right by the crib again for the 3rd night. You should see some pretty impressive improvements. So night 3 is a special night that for most of you, you're going to see some big places of celebration. There should be much less crying at bedtime. There should be some pretty good improvements to the nighttime wake-ups. Not always. Sometimes night 4 is the night where we transition, but certainly for a lot of you, night 3 will go fairly well. I just want to talk briefly too about the leave and check. For some of you, you might be going into night 3 and you've already abandoned stay in the room. You've decided that that's not working for you or it's not working for your child and you've moved to leave and check. That's absolutely fine. For some babies, leave and check works better. They just do better without you in the room. Your presence doesn't actually help them at all. In fact, it just infuriates them further and they're having a harder time figuring out skills because they're distracted by you sitting there. That's absolutely okay. I prefer a 10-minute leave and check system where you leave for 10 minutes and then come in for a minute or two, leave for 10 minutes, come back for a minute or two. Be careful what you do when you come back for that minute or two. It's tempting to try to help a lot by giving lots of patting or doing lots of shushing. We don't want to interfere with their strategy. We don't want to incorporate ourselves, and we don't want to make it so special when we come in that they cry even harder when we leave. So that's absolutely what you could be doing. But for a lot of you, you're going to see some improvement by being in the room, by staying there, going into night 3. Have a great night, everybody. See you tomorrow.